So today I'm joined with Dimsy Domain. Please introduce yourself.
Hello everyone, Dimsy from Dimsy's Domain. Hi.
Check him out. Probably hands down one of the greatest Dragon Ball Super and hands down the greatest Digimon tuber. Now today we're going to be talking about, was a Tim appearing in GX's ending necessary? The thing is, a Tim appears in episode 180 for about like 3 minutes. He comes in the final act of the whole duel between Jaden and Yami and Yugi. So I will be doing predictions on who won that duel. It will be coming out New Year's Day as a little treat for you guys. The thing is, that duel is not, it's of course they made sense of it, but the reasoning's kind of stupid. Judai gets sent back in time from Yugi. Like, when was that even stated? When was that even allowed? Like, when did Yugi get the abilities to send Jaden back in time? Now I know that when Kuribo has the ability, it still doesn't make sense. When was a duel monsters allowed to send people back in time? This duel is completely fan service, and Dimsy, you want to expound upon that?
Yeah, it is fan service, and to be honest, like initially people were debating whether, was that a time in the beginning when he gave Jaden the Wing Karibu card? Because initially in the beginning, when I was a kid watching that, I was like, hey, look, the Pharaoh's back. But it wasn't, it was Yugi. And then they went the extra step by saying, hey, let's put you back in time. And we saw Jaden versus the Pharaoh, and of course the ending was not revealed to us, and you're gonna make a video on that, which I'm so excited, by the way. But it's just the fact of, no, there was no use, there was no need for them to introduce the Pharaoh, because he was messing up with the continuity anyway. And they tried to go with, they tried to be a little bit cheeky and smart by saying, hey, why don't we put him back in time through this? Is once again very fan servicey. But saying that, would I complain? Was I complaining then? No, I was like, wow, that's so cool. Well, and that's where we have to draw the line, whether it was necessary and not goodly, not executed properly, or whether it was necessary and it was really well executed. But yeah, that's the question. What do you think of, was it firstly done properly? Was it executed properly? Or were you pissed off and angry as it was unfolding?
Now, I'm biased towards the Tim, right? You guys know that. Our debates prove it. Is Yugi the true king of games? Another debate is, who's the best Yami? Check that down below. And also, we did a little thing about who does Taya deserve, Yugi or Yami. Now, they're all going to be linked down below. But the thing is, the way they executed it is not the right way, dude. It doesn't make sense. Yugi gets guided by Wing Kuribo. Props to that. I like that way. But it gets sent to Yugi's replicated deck in the basement of Duel Academy, or like this little basement area. And Yugi just comes out of nowhere. It's like that little creeper just coming behind the pole or some shit like that. And he comes in, right? And he's like, Judai-kun, shall we begin our graduation duel? And then he's like, oh, let me duel you, Yugi. Well, Yugi's like, no, you're gonna duel the greatest. First of all, you beat Yami. You should be the greatest. I have no idea why you're saying Yami's the greatest.
Exactly.
That's fan service right there, because they want to hype up the episode, of course. It doesn't make sense for that. And he clicks on the replicated deck and he goes back in time. And also they made this Battle City 2. What I think about that whole the whole little Battle City 2 and how everything is, the thing is, if you look at the episode, a clock stops, right? So that means time stops. So it probably wasn't the Yugi's era, but it was rather like how would I say it?
Like a dimension within another dimension. It was,
yeah.
It's very interesting, I say.
Like a little dimension that stops time. And the duel ends off in hands down one of the most... First of all, the duel is meant for the Yami duel between Yugi, because the last turn he summoned Slifer, and that was the last turn of the duel as well. But it's such a fan service thing. You look at Judai as a character, right? Would you agree with me that Judai is a really good duelist?
I agree, he is. I think he is one of the best examples of a prodigy in Yu-Gi-Oh.
He's a very good prodigy duelist. I would agree that he's the most passionate in terms of dueling. He loves to duel.
Exactly,
He'll never back down from a challenge. But the thing is, Yami comes in, right, and he summons Slifer, and Jaden's backed up in a corner. That just diminishes Judai's whole journey throughout Duel Academy, because the thing is, he goes throughout this Duel Academy, he's versus randoms for the whole season, and then throughout that, we get these villains like Sistorius, Night Shroud, and then out of nowhere, Yami just comes out, summons Slifer in one turn, and it sort of looks like he won that duel, but I'm not going to give my opinion on who won that duel. The direction that Slifer was attacking, and the way that Yugi was sort of backed up in that corner, seemed like Yami was going to win that duel. It's not right to do that for Jaden's character. It really isn't.
the mistake they made, in my opinion, is that they should not have introduced Yami, and they should not have said this is the greatest. No, what's the point? As you said earlier, Yugi beat Yami. He is the true king of games from that regard. From the continuity of the anime, everyone thinks that he's the king of games, and he kind of proved it in front of his friends. So why the hell isn't Yugi dueling him? Why the hell don't we have Valkyrion who's making the attack, or some other Magna Warrior, or just in general, why don't we have Yugi's monsters instead of Atem's monsters? I know it's a very good image to have Slifer or the god cards who are attacking, but the thing is that we kind of had a rip-off god card in terms of the sacred beast, and that was Urea. Essentially, that's Slifer 2.0, Urea, Lord of Searing Flames, and then the other floppy ones. we should have had Yugi being the one to duel him and show us once again and further cement the growth that Yugi's been through. Look, 10 years have gone by. He looks mature, he acts more mature, he acts wiser. Have him duel Jaden, not Atem. But I can't complain, because that's one thing. I would rather see Atem vs Jaden than Jaden vs Yugi. That's my own bias. So that's where the struggle truly comes in.
And look, I'm about to drop something shocking, right?
Go on.
I think that duel's bullshit, dude. That should not have happened. And look, Yugi and Jaden duel, right? But they duel in the past. Why would they do that? Why the heck would they do that?
It makes no sense.
Yugi is not grown as a good duelist then. That would have to be taking place before the ceremonial battle.
No, but it does seem like Atem was when he was dueling him, he was completely aware of the challenge, and it seemed like Yugi was still he maintained the memories or the mindset from the future. It's very weird, and it makes zero sense. Yeah, maybe it was meant for that, and that's the pitfall of fan service, where you go into this little pit of it not making sense at all, and that's what happened. It made no sense.
But to add more into that, why not have Yugi duel 10 years into the future? He gives him the Wing Krieger card, right? That guides him throughout the series in some ways, and then lead him into the basement. And how about this? Yugi grabs Tim's deck, the replicated one, and he shuffles it with his deck, mixing up the cards and stuff. Or maybe that's a little bit too fan fiction on my side.
No. You've completely cracked it. That's exactly what you should do, because at the same time, you have the monsters of Atem, you have the monsters of Yugi, you have the original deck of Yugi from what we're accustomed to when he was with Atem, and he's dueling Jaden. And because he's the more mature side, he can also encapsulate Atem's personality. I think you hit the nail perfectly on the head. That's exactly how they should have done it.
Guess what? The main purpose of that duel was to find what Jaden lost. And guess what that was? To have fun. Are you kidding me? If you have Yugi, that's basically Atem 2.0 in GX. He has the memories of Atem. He has the guidance of Atem. He has the physique. He has basically everything that Atem has condensed into him. Why not have him duel Yugi? That makes no sense, because the thing is, Yugi's more mature, he's more developed, and also, 10 years into the future, he should be a pro duelist by now. He should be knocking everyone out of the park.
And he was already a pro duelist before, and that's the thing.
I want from the start.
Yeah, I want everyone to kind of look at this through an open mind. Just understand that I know everyone likes Atem, everyone likes Yami, Yugi, etc. But was it necessary for that? Because essentially, Yugi took the mantle of Atem, the mantle of Yami Yugi's personality in GX anyway.
And also, to add something more onto that, the ending was done dirty for Jaden.
Yeah.
No one cared about Jaden, having his bag and walking out into the distance. We just cared about that whole Yami moment. It seems like in the ending of GX, Jaden got the short end of the stick, even though it's his story. Even though Atem was not needed in that, he got the short end of the stick.
I think that is the perfect way to wrap up this video, because that point is so powerful, where you had the story of this kid, this enthusiastic, naive kid who went through so much. He lost so much, and then he's gaining it back. He went through, the whole ordeal with Yubel, the whole ordeal with his friends, and then he gets overshadowed in the story about Jaden by not Yugi, but by Atem,
a person that's dead.
Exactly, and the half-assed explanation of we're gonna travel back in time, and it makes no sense. That is the only sour taste from a storyline narrative perspective, but I'm a stupid idiot because I absolutely loved it, because I loved the encounter between Atem with Jaden. It's something which I wanted to see. I'm like, when is Yugi gonna make an appearance? So having Yugi saying, "Oh, you're not gonna duel me, you're gonna duel Atem,"
No,
was
I mean
actually
he does duel Yugi.
I know, but the whole fact of now the greatest, just
Oh,
introducing.
okay.
Oh, listen, I'm not the main event. The main event is a term that really, really like. You're like, whoa, man! I can't believe that. Oh my god! And that's the thing. That's the bias I have. I have the bias of what a stupid thing to do from a story point of view, and then the other bias of what a really cool thing to do from a story point of view. So that's the thingy bias I have, and I am absolutely intrigued to know what your viewers do think as well. So make sure you comment down below and leave a like as well.
Now everyone subscribe to Dimsy's Domain, hands down the greatest Digimon tuber ever. So if you guys are interested in Digimon Adventure Tri content, check him out. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and leave a like down below and check out the playlist that I made of all the collabs me and Dimsy did. Thank you and have a good one.